Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine in your home. I welcome class 7 for this computer science class. What chapter we are doing in the previous class? Yes, we are studying chapter 5, Q Basic 2, part 2 and section 12. So once again I repeat, we are doing in this video chapter 5, Q Basic 2. Shall we have a quick recap what we have done in the previous class? Yes, we studied about introduction, jumping go to, branching control statement, if then and if then else and if. So these are the topics that we discussed in previous video. And in this class, these are the topics we are going to discuss. The first one is multiply branching, select case. Second one, conditional branching on go to statement. And the third one, looping for next. Then fourth one, library function. So these are the four topics that we are going to discuss in this video. The first topic we are going to discuss is multiply branching. Select case. Select case statement is an example for multiply branching, and this statement executes one of the several statements which blocks depending on the values of an expression. So this is how we format a syntax for this multiply branching and select case. Okay, first we need to select a case. Whatever case we are taking, case means it's a topic. Okay, whatever topic we are selecting, okay, about the test expression, and the first topic we take is expression 1, that is topic 1, statement block 1, case expression 2, statement block 2, and case else. So we are continuing the case, so statement block number and with the example. Okay, the first one, okay, this is how the diagram shows. Okay, this is how the diagram shows. When the given program is executed, it clears the screen, then displays the message, enter a number from 1 to 7. Okay, please check it, give a look in your block diagram which I have given here in the blue block diagram. Okay, we see in this blue diagram, block diagram, we see file, edit, view, search and run. Okay, rem to print the day based of the input value. Then input, enter a number from 1 to 7. A. Select case A. Select case A. Okay, and case 1, print 1, print 2, print 3, like that we will select 1 to 7 topics. Okay, like example, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So these are the 7 cases that we have selected for our topic. Okay, for our program. Okay, and when the program is given, is executed and it clears the screen, then displays the message, enter a number from 1 to 7 and waits till the number is entered and stores it in the variable A. Then it checks if the value of A is equal to 1, then it displays Sunday. If A is equal to 2, it displays Monday, and so on. It will continue like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That is how it will keep on continue. If the value of A is not between 1 to 7, then case else is printed as output. Okay, then select case statements can also be used to check character string values, and your output will appear in a black block diagram. So whatever you have given here, you have entered a number from 1 to 7. So your case study, your output also will be seen as enter a number from 1 to 7. Okay, 1 to 7. This is how we enter our program in a multiply branching select case. I hope you all understood, students. We are moving to the second topic now. Okay, Now second topic is conditional branching on goto statement. In QBasic, on goto is a conditional branching statement, and this statement is used to transfer the control to or more statements, thus providing multiply branching faculty. Okay, thus providing multiply branching faculty. For this syntax we are using is on numeric variables, expressions is go to xyz. So in this three topics xyz we are going to use it in a program. Here the expressions can be any valid QBasic expressions and xyz are the labels. Here goto enables you to jump to a certain part of the program and then continue execution from the new position. The on goto statement senses the value of variables or expressions and branches to one of the several statements depending upon the value whatever we give in the goto statement. And here the variables are expressions value. It should lie within the range of a number of labels given. The expression is in the on goto statement gets evaluated and the system automatically truncates the fractional part of the result and the uses only the internal part for the branching. Okay, internal part of the branching. And this is the program we see. This is the program. This is how we enter a program. Okay, in this branching statement. The first one, go to example we give and we enter a program like analyze the age. If you are analyzing somebody's age and you are taking it as a topic on somebody's age. So print select the range and then print 1. So you are going to take 3 topics, print 1, print 2, print 3, and you are giving a case study for that particular person less than 14 years and return 13 to 19 years, between 13 to 19 years and above 18 years. Okay, you are giving a case study on this particular person and input is enter a number from 1 to 3 and then go on to XYZ. Okay, so your output will be seen like print 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and then input enter a number from 1 to 3. So this is how your output will be seen when you run your program. In the above illustrations, the input should be 1, 2 or 3 according to the age that you have given about a particular person. If n is equal to 1, then the control is transferred to x. If n is equal to 2, then the control is transferred to y. And if n is equal to 3, then the control is transferred to z. Okay, and the corresponding print statement gets executed if the input value is other than 1, 2 or 3. Then the control is transferred to x. Okay, so I hope you understood, students. This is what the conditional branching on goto statement program is talking about. The next topic we are moving is looping. Okay, looping for the next. This is our next topic. The topic that we are going to study in this video is looping for the next. For next statement creates a loop to repeat certain set of statements for a described number of times. The for statement is placed at the beginning of the loop and next statement is placed at the end of the loop. Okay, the syntax we give is for control variables, initial value to final value. Okay, control variables we give first and then initial values we take and then we select the final value and step values. Okay, this is how we proceed with the syntax of the program and then we give next command, that is control variable. The control variable is a numeric variable and the initial value will be assigned to it. The control variable is incremented by step value or by 1 if the step is not specified. The step value can also be negative. Okay, when we give a value, it might be sometimes a negative. When for statement is encountered, it assigns the initial value for the control variables, and the statements inside the loop will be executed. And when it reaches the next statement, the control variable can be incremented, and the control is transferred next to the for statement. The loop will be terminated when the value of control variable exists, the final value, and the control is transferred to the statement following the next statement. Okay, we see an example. Okay, this is the example for this looping for next. This is the program. Okay, we have selected, and then for loop example we are giving like a rem to find the sum of even numbers up to 50. Okay, for 1 is equal to 0, and to 50 we are starting with step 2. Sum is equal to sum 1, and next one print sum and end. So what is the output for this? What should we give an output for this? The output is nothing but it is a 650. Okay, the output is nothing but it is a 650. So your output will appear over in this diagram. This is the way. And then press any key to continue with the other program. In the above program, the sum of even numbers from 0 to 50 is calculated using for next statement. Okay, when for statement is encountered, the initial value 0 is assigned to counter variable 1, and it checks whether the value of counter variable is less than or equal to final value. If it is less, then the statements inside the loop gets executed, and in the next statement the value of 1 is incremented by 2, and the control is transferred to for statement, where the value of 1 is checked every time, and the loop continues till the value of 1 reaches to the final value. When 1 reaches the final value, the loop gets terminated, and the statement following the next statement is executed. So here it will print the value of the variable sum, and the output of the program will be seen as 625. Okay, if it prints the value of the variable sum in this way, the output of the program will show it in a different form, that is 625. Okay, so this is the looping for next program. Okay, I hope you all understood this, students. Now we will move to library functions. In QBasic, most of the frequently used standard functions are already developed and stored in built functions. Okay, such functions are called library functions or standard functions. Okay, in QBasic, most of the frequently used standard functions are already developed and stored in built functions, and such functions are called library functions or standard functions. For this, what syntax we give? We give syntax like function name, okay, or argument. Okay, where is the function name of the library and argument in a variable? Constant or expression placed within a constant or expressions placed within the parenthesis, and the two are is different. And here we have two types of library functions. One is numeric function and one is string function. These are the two types of important of library functions. Okay, now let us discuss some of the library functions in this section. Okay, let us discuss some of the library functions in these sections. So students, I want you to follow the video carefully when I am teaching this. Okay, we have nearly 5 important functions, library functions in this section. The first one is int. Can anyone tell what is the full form of int? Guess, students. You all are very smart. Okay, and you all are following this video. I want you to guess it. It's nothing but integer. Okay, it is nothing but an integer. This function is used to find the integer part of an argument. And the int function, okay, truncates the decimal part. And the syntax we give is int x. Example, int 32.546. Okay, what is the output of this? Simple. You take only 32. You don't take the full number 546. Okay, we are only taking 32 as our output. Okay, instead of taking the full number, you can take, because it's the starting number of the example. So we take only 32 as an output. Okay, the second topic is mode. Can anyone tell what is the full form of this? Modify. Mode means modify. This function returns the remainder if a number is divided by the other number. Okay, this function returns the remainder if a number is divided by the other number. And what is the syntax for this? X mod y. X mod y. Okay, and the example is 6 mod 4. 6 mod 4 means minus. You have to do minus. Okay, 6 minus 4. Tell me quickly the answer. The answer 6 minus 4. You all are very smart in maths. So please answer to me this question. 6 minus 4. Yes, you are correct, students. That is, output is 2. Output is 2. Okay. So this is how you have to do. Okay. Third topic is SQR. Can anyone tell what is the full form of this? Yes, you are correct. It is square. It is square. It calculates the square root of the given number and it always accepts a positive number. It always accepts a positive number. And what is the syntax for this? SQR is equal to x, brackets x, and where x can be a number or a numeric variable. Example, SQR 144. So what will be your output for this 144? Yes, 144 output you take it as a 12 for this square. Okay, next. Fourth point is len. This function returns the number of characters in a string. This function returns the number of characters in a string. And what is the syntax? Len. Okay, brackets x. Okay, then example we give len in brackets quotes with name. Okay, so you have to count only the how many letters of name is there. So how many letters of name is there, students? Guess. Yes, you are correct. How many letters of name is there? 4 letters we have. 4 letters of name is there. So what will be your output? Your output is 4. Your output is 4. Don't write name. You write output as a 4. Okay, our last topic is U case. Last topic is U case. What do you mean by U case? It's a nothing but lower case. It's nothing but lower case. This function converts lower case string to upper case. And syntax for this is U case, XS. And example, U case, X, brackets and quotes we give Samuel publication. Samuel publication is a topic for us for this program. So what will be the output for this? Only Samuel publication, but difference is there. What is the difference, students? Can anyone tell? Yes, we don't have brackets, we don't have quotes, but we have capital letters. We have capital letters. So your output will come in capital letters instead of small letters. So students, I hope you all have understood the lesson very carefully. Okay, shall we go for output of the following? Okay, give output for the following. Shall we go and see that? And one more thing I want you to note down is these outputs are coming for your exam. How many outputs I am teaching you in this video? The 3 outputs are going to come for your exam. So prepare nicely. As soon as you see this video, please copy these outputs in the new lesson 5. In new lesson, lesson 5, you copy all these 3 outputs in your notebook. In your notebook, question with answer. Question with answer. Your answer is output. Okay. So question with answer. So this is coming for your exam. As soon as you watch this video, please copy them in your note. Okay. The first one is for n is equal to 8 to 8 to 8 to 2 step minus 2. Okay, and let y is equal to x plus 3, and next x is equal to print x by z. Okay, ends. So you have to do minus now. 8 minus 2. Fast. I hope you all are very smart in maths, so please fast. Okay, what is 8 minus 2? How many is remaining? It's 6. Okay, it is 6. Okay, and if you do plus 3, okay, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you'll get 9. Okay, so either you can give 6 or 9 as an output. Now 2, control plus S, print, string. Okay, 5, hello, end. So what you will give? Fast, I want your answer. So what number you will give? Okay, hello, how many letters are there? H-E-L-L-O, 5. 5 letters. So you give name or number as an output. Yes, we give number for an output. Okay, third one. Okay, control plus S. Let A is equal to 24, 879. Print integer of A, int A. Print square root A, square brackets 8, A. And you will end the program. Okay, what is your output? Fast, guess fast. I told you how to do this. I told in the integer. Yes, your output will be 24, not full number. Okay, your output will be only 24 and it is not 879. So students, please copy this in your notebook. Very important, this programs, outputs. So you copy them in the classwork, all of you. Okay students, our lesson is going to end with some questions. Yes, you all are ready? Yes. List the various control statements used in the QBasic. Okay. And second one, what is library function? And third one, write a note on go-to statements. So before I send the notes, I want you to find out these answers. Okay. Very easy. Just go through the textbook and find out these 3 questions. Okay. I will ask you the answers in the previous video. In the next video, I'm going to ask this answers. So till then, please go through these questions properly. Thank you all students. Take care of yourself. Be safe. We'll see you all in the next video.